So this is where it all started. Let's go. Let's go up, cuz. Well, I love music so much to the fact that I know that around the world that there's so much people that need to be heard, like, you know, so, and I know that from my experience going through music, there's a lot of people that never get chances to get their music out because situations in their life or the opportunities and shit. So I just figured, like, you know what I mean? Like, I came out here and I was thinking, like, there is a lot of good rappers. And how do we make this people, you know, how do we make people get their arts out there? How can I help, you know? And I feel like, yeah, I can make that happen. So I know I'm gonna make it happen, so. You recording? All right, so yeah, jack of all trades, as my boy said, Polo. Like, so we're just gonna find out what's his life about in Calgary, his music, his whole ambition, his whole pride about the music, and what keeps him moving. And he has a lot to say, because from knowing what he has to tell me, most of you all Calgarians are. I gotta say that, right? But you'll be good. And stay tuned. Urban Migration.
Really honored to have, you know, the opportunity to be invited to this podcast.
Calm down, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm honored. Yo, you did a lot for us.
So,
I just got here.
You know.
Anyways, we can get started on the vibe, you know? So here's what. You know, just obviously people know podcasts. We're gonna ask him a bunch of questions and try to see where he's gonna come off of. But, you know, Calgary, let's do this, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So like.
What we got for the menu today, sir?
Oh, no, like, Hook said, yo, we're gonna just put it on a real thing, and I'll just start with the first question on that vibe is like, why do you do this? And when did you start doing this?
Well, this can be like, you know, it can be like a broad range of a broad spectrum, because there's a lot of things in this.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Why do I do music?
Why do you still? But we just do this because we know you've been in this game for a long time, right? So
why do I do all of the above? Yeah. Let's put it that way.
All right, say no more.
So music
Refer
has
my question. Go ahead.
Yeah, music. You know, music has a lot of different facets, a lot of different areas to it. You know, there's the artistry, there's like the management, there's like the label, there's like the actual making the music and putting it out there and stuff like that. And then there's the performance, there's the career, there's this and that. So for me, the reason why I do this, initially why I started even being involved with music, you know, I guess you might ask me those kind of questions a little later, but there was there's a story from like why I did it then to why I do it now.
Yeah, that's
you know
true.
What I'm saying?
So yeah, the question is a thin line between, because you can go for our why and then why you're still doing it. But
yeah. To state why I started doing it, that would come with a story that I have to tell you. Because I wasn't born a rapper, I wasn't born an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, they start rapping when they're like 5 years old, or when they're like 3, when they're like 10, they're like Bow Wow and all that stuff, and that's something that they just know. Like, this is what I want to do. You know, that never was my story.
So you got inspired. In a way, like some things happen in life.
Something happened in life. So like, I'm a real to life rapper. You know what I'm saying? Artist. So like the way I fell into music, it was just part of the advancement of life. You know what I'm saying? So intrinsically, I just fell into music.
It needs support, you know, from Calgary alone. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, every city goes through that. So it's not the first city I've seen that had to get their own identity, and it's not gonna take me. But I'm gonna expose this shit. You know what I mean? But it's not. I don't want to use expose, because I just feel like everybody's doing their thing, and I understand why Calgary artists is the way they are. Like, and how they feel like there is no support that I think, maybe there is, but at the end of the day, we're gonna see the difference in months from now or a year from now. I think me putting this out there, I think that I'm gonna get a lot of Calgary artists to see that, you know, they're worth more than they are, and just because of what dynamic where they are in the city, in Canada, it's hard. You know, we got Toronto, we got Quebec, we got Ottawa, we have all these other cities we could connect to over here. Calgary always gets missed out. You always hear like the weekends going to Edmonton, Ottawa. They just skip Calgary. A lot of artists skip Calgary for some reason whatsoever. Maybe it's because of the way the city, you know, indulges new artists coming out here. They just don't have a whole vibe for that. So know what I mean? So I think things are gonna change for that. So, like some things happen in life.
Something happened in life. So
like,
I'm a real to life rapper. You know what I'm saying? Artist. So like the way I fell into music, it was just part of the advancement of life. You know what I'm saying? So intrinsically, I just fell into music. So I was an athlete before I was an artist. You know what I'm saying?
Badminton?
I played football. Badminton. This boy said badminton. Hey.
You thinking a long time to answer, you don't want to tell it. I was a volleyball player still, you know? But all jokes aside, I'm fucking with my dad. I'm fucking with my dad.
No.
But yeah.
At least you didn't say ballerina or something, bro.
Shit, that's not a sport.
That's not a sport.
That's the end of the podcast. That's the end of the
Might get your podcast.
Podcast would have been like,
don't cancel yourself,
we'll be right back.
bro. No.
All
We didn't mean that. Ballerina is a sport to those who take it that way, right?
No, but we're not just saying ballerinas because we
it's all good.
Right away, the first one.
Ballerina. We accept all forms of activity. If it's a sport to you, it's a sport to you. But no, really, actually, no. I was a football player. I used to play football in the States. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the States, but that's another story. Everybody know most of that situation.
You can give the look at 1-2, but you can use it for another story.
We use it for another story. So I fell into sports. I started. I was wrestling. I was a wrestler at a Division I college, and I was hanging with these dudes, my friends, and they were from California. My boy from Skyline Peru, shout out E-Nut, and you know, and some of my other dudes, like I don't know if you guys ever heard of Lawrence Phillips or Amon Green, that play for the Green Bay Packers. These are all people that I went to school with. So, but anyway, when you
show some love to the man.
Yeah, shout out, yo. So there's a big story with me. So. Anyway, we was hanging one day and they were all freestyling and rapping and shit. Everybody was all, blunted up and all that and stuff like that. So they asked me to rap. And I was saying, I'm in college, man. I'm like 18, bro.
Scared as fuck.
I've always had music around me, which we'll get into a little bit. But music was always part of my DNA. But then I busted a little freestyle, and from there, everybody was like, "Yo, man, you can rap, man, you can." So me and my boy Enoch just started writing little raps and started making music for our boys in college and stuff like that, and it just took off from there, bro.
Sure.
Yeah.
So let's get on our vibe right now. So I have to say something. So it's not about me, but I want to show you guys what's really popping here. So I came to Calgary and I met this guy. That's another story in the elevator. And that's just another story, but it was just like Jaja made me meet the man and whatever, and then to see what he's doing right now and a lot of people that look up to him. I've been to his shows for the first time, and I've seen like he really has passion on all these artists, and I'm like, that's like you don't see that. I see that in Toronto, but they're usually making money off of it. They don't even give a fuck, you know what I mean? But he's very passionate about artists. So I'm saying like, where does that come from? Where you like to see? Because a lot of people don't like to see other people blow and shit like that, and you have that.
Yeah,
I know a lot of promoters.
Absolutely. So I've told you how I got into music. And the reason why I fell into like just writing those raps and making those songs with my boy Enad, even though we were recording on our little like what's that karaoke machine type stuff, and then we got a studio and production has gotten better. But for me, like I fell in love with it, just being able to express myself, and it gave me the freedom to express myself. And then fast forward to now, when I first got here in Lincoln, Nebraska is where I went to school at. Shout out Lincoln. When I got here to Calgary, make no mistakes about it, YYC stand up. First time when I got here, 2009, bro, like when I was in the States doing music, right, one thing I can tell you, those are the days of mixtapes. Right. Yeah. I used to just walk around with my like CDs all pressed up and stuff like that. So I would just find somebody just, pulled up on the block hanging like at the gas stations, they have showing off their cars, they used to have these rides, whatever, like on the weekends. But you just go where there's a hub of people and you just pull your music out and you're like, yo man, listen to this. And they'd be like, oh, what you got there? What you got there? Oh, let me check it out. They listen to it. They'll buy it, bro. They'll play it in the trunk. They'll ride off listening to it.
And that's where you
That's where I'm from. Kansas City, Missouri. That's where I'm from. Kansas City, Missouri, bro.
Kansas, big up Kansas.
I'm not saying the States is any better. I'm not saying that at all. But the love that I had there, bro, it was easy for me. Like I was just making the songs. I'm like, let me see if people like it, but people gravitated to it and people showed love, even if it wasn't the best music, even if it wasn't the best thing out there. It was a comparison.
So you don't feel like you got that in here in Calgary, bro?
Let me finish.
I see it.
Let me finish. So I came here. Yo, what's up, my boy?
Going on.
Yeah.
You got
Special guest
on the spot right now.
Yes,
you about to get him on the spot. You don't know what it is, but
We're shooting a
what's
podcast.
up, bro? We're shooting a podcast right now. I'm gonna put this in there.
Yo, speaking of the love I'm about to get to, the love in Calgary, you know, this is part of it. You just saw what happened here, but I'm about to speak about the love.
didn't even know we were shooting, so
that's the reason why I do what I do. This my man right here. Yo, Bunny Weeks, man. What's up? Say what's up, bro?
What's up? These are the guys, man. You gotta come and check them out. Okay? You gotta come and check them out. You know what I mean? Don't worry. I'll be spinning something once in a while. Don't worry.
That's live right there.
That's live. Yo, you saw it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yo, we didn't plan this. We didn't plan this. But like you were saying, you said Calgary doesn't have that love. No, I never said that.
I said you. That's I say well, how come you get that?
He said, how come I don't get that? Okay, so.
No, sorry, my bad. I said that I from my experience,
I get that.
I see it.
You see it.
I saw it, and everybody loves you, and everybody's like,
and you just saw it right now.
It's like it was ironic. You guys thought we set that up.
We did not set that up. Bro. That happened naturally.
Back on
vibe. So what I'm saying, I'm trying to like make two components come together to actually give you the full understanding. So, or description of what I'm saying. So basically, like when I came here, with the same love that I felt in the States was the same thing that I try to reciprocate here within me. Because to receive love, you got to show love. 100%. To get something, you got to give something, right? And when I first got to Calgary, of course, Chain Reaction in them, a lot of different cats were
yeah, go and big up the Mandem.
Big up the Mandem, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I know this is like you can't think about that right now, but
so these cats were doing these little like shows at little pubs, little spots and stuff like that, and I seen that. But overall, Calgary as a whole, it didn't have a huge reception for hip hop. For the culture. Crazy. Because they call it Cowtown, and there's a reason why they call it that. But there's been people in the works that's been trying to, what's the word I'm doing? Remember that, Superman, when you watch Superman, that ship, when the ship came, and then it shot that thing in the ground, and it started terraforming the earth.
Like fucking up the city.
Terraforming just to make it to where it's accommodating for their kind to be there. Well, I call it hip hop terraforming. That's what we had to do to Calgary in order to transform into something that's more receptive of our culture.
If you're not doing country music, if you're not doing Stampede, or if it's not like a certain sport, you know what I mean? Like I don't think, and Calgary has their own vibe, but they don't really support music, and I think that all you guys right now that are doing your things out here, I know it's hard, but yeah, this is the reason why some people see it. Sometimes it's somebody outside the box to see it, and yeah, I love music, and I think Calgary could put Canada on the map too. I think they have a lot of great artists out here. I don't have to say anybody's names, but at the end of the day, I think it works. It's gonna work out, and yeah, so it's up to the artists too. Like you guys gotta do collaborations and just believe in yourself, because it doesn't take Toronto for you guys to blow. You know what I mean? So trust me, everybody has struggles in this music industry, but we're gonna make it happen. It's a new wave of music right now in Calgary, you don't know. When you said our culture, because when I went to the show that day and I went on stage and I spoke, and I said, I love you guys to come out there and show the world, because you do have a culture. I remember when Toronto did it, we used to pretend that everybody was from the States.
No way.
You know what I mean? So until we got, Drake, a whole bunch of other people did things. I'm not gonna say any names right now, but you guys know who made the city. Not only Drake, no disrespect, Drizzy, I know you, but with all squad up, like now yours want your own culture out here. But do you think, and I'm going off there, do you think that it would be better off that a lot of artists just run to Toronto to get a thing, or run to Edmonton, or run anywhere, States or America, but that's what usually happens in Calgary. A lot of people don't put in that work that you do to show love to all the artists and try to give that. I've seen that.
and first of all, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not the only one actually putting on things to show love to the other artists. There's like Ship Hop, there's like, you know, Nikki Louise, there's like, she does capital city battles and stuff like that in Ottawa, whatnot. But there's other people that's actually, you know, putting on things. Shout out to WH Calgary and stuff like that.
Shout out.
Have a platform where it's like they're trying. Like I said, we're all part of that terraforming process. And when I got here, like I said, people like Chain Reaction and them were doing it big and, you know, in little small portions that they could. Right? So when I saw that love, I was like, okay, well, first let me jump in as an artist. I jumped in as an artist, you know, I was like, but I was from the States. I'll be honest, I wasn't that well received, like, in terms of my style and stuff like that. So, but I was received as an artist, if that makes sense what I'm saying, right? So basically, you know, seeing that over the years, I just kind of sat back and watched. And then there was 10 at 10. You know, shout out to Benny.
Okay.
They started 10 at 10. That was one of the biggest movements that we have in Calgary.
Shout out to Benny, 10 and 10, you don't know?
Yeah. So everybody knows Benny, 10 at 10. So they started doing things of that nature. And bro, I just sat back. I was just an artist, just observing and so forth. And I went through a little transformation in my life, you know, where I was like, you know what? I'm getting older now. I don't need to be the artist in the spotlight. But I know there's a hub of little small sections where there's different artists, different variations, different things. So let me reach out to see how I can bring that community together and pull those people together.
And it's crazy, I can see that because the last show that we did, we graciously put us on. It was about mental health and then certain things, right? And I never seen that in Toronto, like for someone caring about that. And one thing that got to me about you, I respect you, that you were so honest on stage that you actually said, yo, I had that issue. And I was like, what? I was like, yo, so it got to me about change, you know? And change, and everybody can change. It's one of the hardest things to do in life is
Change.
Straight? Yeah. And when I see you speaking to people without anybody frowning and they just actually believe in you, and I understand, it almost made me feel like, damn, everybody actually feels it in a different way. Because I was like, this guy is good. It's either he's fun or he's really alive. I'm only joking, but I respect that from you.
I speak from the heart, you know, and it's the unified love. Music is a universal language.
This is episode 2, by the way, for so all y'all didn't know. Yeah, I already had an interview with him at the next spot, and you know, things happened, and we just wanted to make sure that we got him on the double up. So I'm just giving you guys a double up right now. So
well, we upgraded too.
We upgraded still, but
yeah,
you got me.
I can tell them everything, and that big one. I can tell them everything.
I'm sorry.
All right,
I gotta show up sometimes.
That's the icing on the cake. You know?
Okay, so
Lewis, we good to go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, these guys are legends, you know.
Yeah,
listen,
right.
These guys do a lot.
Right.
I guess you'll see in the later future that these guys have connections, and before you know, we even got into the picture. But there's a lot difference and a lot of things going on since we met the last time. You know, we met at King Solomon's kitchen. You know, them times I was just that pun. You know, that's Jamaican. That means that's what I just started. You know what I mean? But
Domino's playing in the background.
Yeah. All that shit fucking up our audio and shit. But you know what? A lot of people are gonna really enjoy that vibe because they're gonna see that how more authentic it was and how real we started. So I think when we go back to show his shit, you guys are gonna see the difference, which is kind of cool at the end of the day because they will actually see how I started and the audio and who I was with, how we were doing, and we were genuine and how we thought it was gonna make it. Now we're on a different whole vibe.
First of all, I'd like to give a thank you to you guys, to Jordan, and also you as well, Dwayne. Major shout out, thank you to Jump Shot, of course, my boy Mike Eclipse, Chat Lyrics, you know what I'm saying?
The man done squad up.
The man's been holding it down for a long time now for the city, you know what I'm saying? They're very humble, quiet as kept, but everybody knows, if you know, you know. So shout out to Jump Shot, that's where we're doing this, so thank you.
All right, say no more. So we're gonna get into it. Urban Migration Podcast is sponsored by G Original Clothing. Third Degree Everywhere. Jump Shot Records. Nothing big. Puffy ain't here. No Diddy.
No Diddy.
Okay. Why do I keep using Puffy?
It's
Listen.
changed now too because he's released, isn't he?
Nah, he ain't. What?
No, he's not. What? Did you bail him, bro?
They even extended his sentencing date.
No, they
Really?
did
just
that.
He
adjourned
just got off on some charge. Never mind. I
They're
don't look
waiting.
into it.
They're waiting to add. They're waiting to add some
Are we allowed
numbers
to even
and
talk
see how they
about
can manipulate the numbers.
They actually,
you know what I'm saying? Trust me.
he beat the worst charges, but he could in America you can still get
He
fucking
beat the
25 years for
racketeer and
selling
the RICO
cigarettes.
charges, but
Yeah, but you still can. They're gonna get him.
He got two charges on him. That's like 10 years each. You know.
Yeah, so that's a
Still
max.
done,
So
yeah.
that's his money that he has. But here's what I think that's gonna happen with him.
Low, bro.
He's gonna get
He's gonna
get jammed for his dough. Even if he gets out,
No
a
pun
lot of people.
intended. Jam for his dough. Okay.
Oh fuck! No pun intended. All right. Anyways, let's start this up.
No Diddy, and we have a whole fucking.
I know.
setup,
Fuck, bro.
all
They're
right.
probably gonna sue us.
All right.
They can't. It's public. It's public. What do you call it?
On there the entire time.
It's straight. That's my boy Zach. You know he's always coming out the woodworks. But let's do this. So the last time we were all together, a lot of things changed. Still, like, I came to a show the other day with you. You know, and I seen that your whole vibe. You had a whole new thing going on, and so I'll let you get into that. But since the last time, I don't know this in studio magic, so you won't know the last time. You'll just notice the difference in the audio. So don't watch nothing, but you know it's authentic. But since I saw you the last time, and you did a big change on things that your whole structure. Like, so tell us about that.
I really haven't changed much in terms of the structure of how we do things. But YYC Live, as you know, we've been doing YYC Live for almost like a year and a half now. We started down at the Rose Lounge, and then Jamal reached out to us. He became interested. Told us to bring it to shout out Hitmans, of course, Brett, the whole family. Thank you so much for providing a place for us to do what we do, and
Hitman.
Try to basically foster like a safe space for the community to bring different artists. And my whole thing is about like, you don't got to make music in the basement. It doesn't have to stay in the basement. Wherever you make music, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't have to stay there. Even if it's in your room or something like that. There's a lot of hidden gems in the city that we need to shed the light on. And that's basically what, you guys have Urban X Soul and stuff, and Urban Migration is now doing now. That's what this whole thing is about. So that's what we're trying to do with YYC Live. And I haven't really changed the structure. I guess if anything has changed, it's just we're trying to expand the networking more. Okay. Trying to affiliate with more different brands as well. Just work with more people and open the channel more.
There you go. You said work with all people. Sorry to cut you off, because work with people. My whole vibe of you me saying that to you, because I heard that you got with a group, cuz. Like, you got a group. I came to a show and saw you going off with your superhero group. So where did that come into what you just said? No disrespect. Did you forget about the squad, bro?
No, I'm joking. I haven't forgot about the squad.
No, but that's what I was kind of like getting into. That's what I meant.
Oh,
like,
in terms of change.
The change.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know this, man. But like, okay, so I'm really at heart, I'm an Afro Rap artist. You know what I'm saying? I was born in Nigeria.
Fucking way.
I said that the first
There's
podcast.
no way you're in Nigeria.
I moved to States and stuff, and then, you know what I'm saying? So 9 years ago, I met this Nigerian, this guy, Jamal.
Front door open.
And we started doing music together. He told me to just try rapping on Afro beats. And ever since then, I've done trap rap. I've done the state trap and everything like that. So I started doing Afro, like rapping on Afro, and that just felt more like at home. So I got like three different projects in the work right now. I got the Afro album, which is called BOBW. The first song is dropping in 2 days. And then I got...
What's the date? Sorry, just because the podcast won't line up with you.
July 11th.
July 11th, yo.
Yeah, that's BOBW. First song, Lately, which I will perform a verse on tonight, but that's coming out July 11th. And then I got a 4-song EP with Dennis Nissim, who is in Toronto. The first song we released on that is called Remember.
Okay.
Charting close to 300,000 views on YouTube right now. And we did 3 more songs on top of that. We're just going to do a short EP with him. And then I got the project that I'm doing with HF4. That's
Okay.
Heroes Fab 4.
Let's say that again. What's this?
HF4, Heroes Fab 4.
All right.
So,
Okay.
you know, that consists of Jay, Jason Crawford, Baby J, Good Meds, Sarah Good Medicine, Frequency, Jerome Frequency, who's also one of the founders and the facilitators of YYC Live, and also myself, you know. So that's 4 of us for Heroes Fab 4. And the theme behind that is that we just wanted to form a group of collectives based off of our each individual disabilities that we have.
Yes.
We each, like Jason is legally blind. Meds deals with what she deals with in terms of just being a transitional woman, transitional person. And then Frequency deals with what he deals with in terms of mental health and all that. And I deal with what I deal with, which I will disclose, but what I want to do with you guys, I want to bring the squad back on another podcast to explore and elaborate more on those things.
I love that.
So out of respect and stuff for them, and just so you guys would get the full entity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, I just there's some things I want to talk about in terms of the city, in terms of me being an event facilitator. First of all, I like to put it out there. A lot of people try to associate me with the word promoter. I'm not a promoter.
I do the same shit.
Dude,
I
everyone calls
fucking,
organizers promoters.
that's what I do, bro. So what, bro? So tell them what it is, bro. Don't make us feel bad. You make me feel bad, bro.
Okay,
so I'm gonna call him right now. Okay, go ahead.
So promoters are people that actually have some kind of money in the bank or financial backing.
I have no money right now. Don't call me a promoter.
Exactly, bro. I work a 9 to 5. I can't pay.
I just came from work and saw my boy.
I'm an event organizer. What that means is that I
Sounds
facilitate, I secure the venue, I facilitate, procure the venue, and then I look for artists that want to come to that venue, and I provide a space for them to have some type of performance or entertainment venue that's accessible to them. And we call that shows. So that's different from being a promoter. Promoters actually pay, like,
you guys hear that?
Book artists and pay them. So as an event organizer, I get artists all the time that feel like they should get paid and so forth. And I do my best to try to accommodate that. We try to do structural things, such as like ticket sales and so forth like that. And I understand you work hard for your craft. You've paid for the studio recording time. You paid the engineer. That's a lot of money that you invested. So you look to get a return from that. And you're entitled to that as an artist. Every artist is entitled to that. But being an event organizer, not having those financial backings to be able to compensate you for your work and what you're worth, we try to find structures to where we can actually find a way to meet you halfway, where you kind of pay yourself or we halfway pay you, and you know, and it kind of works hand in hand, if that makes sense.
I'm about to write this shit down because I need to say this shit on my next podcast.
Well, that
this
thing
guy
that you said about promoters being the ones who spend the money on the artists and bring them in, I never thought of it from that direction, because my understanding of what a promoter was, because I've never really seen that in this city, done at least at that level. What my understanding of what a promoter was is like every individual who's involved in these organizations or in these events has some element of like bring your crew, go out, whoever you talk to, let them know the show is happening. So everyone acts as kind of a promoting role.
Absolutely, that's part of being a promoter.
But
in terms of identifying yourself as an actual promoter,
as a professional,
it takes away from a lot of his other shit that he does.
Anybody can be a promoter. Like I promote myself, I promote my new release coming out. I promote this, I promote that. You, in the sense of it, you are technically a promoter. But in the professional capacity, you're not a promoter if you're not paying artists, if you're not booking the venue, if you're not actually putting the financial backers, you look to get a return from that. That's what promoters do.
You probably broke that down for all the promoters out there that don't want to be called promoters, bro, and wanted to
event.
All the artists too.
This is a crazy shit,
right?
Let's say that again.
Event facilitators.
The way that's because that makes sense, because I always call people promoters. I called myself a promoter when I knew I was worth more than that. But I just thought that was an easy word to go out, like promoter and promoter. Yeah. Even have you on my phone as promoter, so. But I get it. But I get it now. I know, but it's just because I understand, like where I'm from. There's people that are comfortable to call themselves promoter because they don't have anything else in talent that they have going on. I know that you actually do way more than a promoter. And it's crazy because I never thought that a person would look at that.
And what people don't know, like honestly, bro, like I've been putting a lot of my own money into what I do. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I work with Velvet and so forth. They don't know, like I'm responsible for $500 plus each Thursday.
That's wild.
That I do that show. And a lot of times the owner will come to me while the show is going. There's like 10 people there. He's looking at me like, oh man, ain't nobody drinking, bro. You got to pay the you got to pay the DJ, you got to pay the door guy, you got to pay the sound guy, you got to make sure all these people are paid up. You know what I'm saying?
Just
so,
invite
a lot of
alcoholics
times
to
I
your
make
party.
like $100 at the door, and I'm like, nah, I'm stuck with $400 that I got to pay.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I still do it, bro, because
Well,
it's
you-
like I love the culture and I love what we do.
And you actually
I
love
what we
seeing
stand
other
for,
people.
you know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so let me ask you a question then. Here we go. Because there's a lot of times people, a lot of artists I know that you actually do write scripts and stuff. You're a / everywhere, right?
Oh, yeah,
But there's
yeah,
a lot
I'm
of
/
there's a lot of
everything,
promoters out here that actually try to do things
I feel that,
to
bro.
get themselves involved. But I kind of see that you actually care about the city. You actually care about individuals and artists and actually care. I know that you love music, right?
Listen,
But-
man, I love this, man. Music saved my life when I was in the States, straight up. I'm telling you, if it wasn't for music, I'd be in a penitentiary right now. I'd be a kingpin of some sort. That's just the straight truth. I put it out there, bro.
What happened to being deceased, my nigga? Because that's there too.
That's the third option.
Shit.
Underground, bro.
Shit.
Music keeps me alive. Music is what I focus on. Music is what I like. Just lyrics are like mentally, like they're therapeutic to me.
Yes.
And just writing and just create music. And when I was back home, you know what I'm saying, it was such a vibrant scene. Like, it wasn't so many politics involved. Like, you could just go anywhere, man. Just throw up some speakers, pull out the mic, and anybody that got something to say could just hop on and say something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of environment I'm trying to recreate here.
Let me
You know
just
what I'm
ask
saying?
you a question, backtracking a little bit. When was that moment when you realized like it saved your life? Like, what was the difference between who you were before? What was the moment that it happened, and like how did it critically change in that moment, or did it happen kind of casually over time?
Nah, bro, I was in and out. You know what I'm saying? I was in and out a lot of different things. I was in and out, and you know by what I mean by in and out.
Yeah.
So, you know, one day I was out. I was just sitting in my little apartment, and I had a big poster of Biggie Small on one wall. Had a big poster of Tupac on the other wall. I'm just playing music, sipping my 40 ounce and stuff, and just like, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, and my boy came over, and, you know, we just kind of like started messing around, freestyling and stuff. He's like, yo, man, you know you're kind of good at this. So why? I told you the story of how I first started rapping.
Yeah, we did that.
So he's like, you know you're kind of good at this, man. And I knew how to write, bro. Like, I've always been, I guess I'm kind of a book nerd somewhat a little bit. So I have words, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm good with words. Yeah. So that's kind of how I got into it. I started writing for people. I was like a ghostwriter. Like, I would take their stories and put it on paper for them, you know what I'm saying, and try to get them to say it. So I was writing for D-Boys and all that stuff, and, you know, people on the block and this and that and different type of people. Then we had like a slew of like artists that we started writing for. And so when I started doing that, the occupancy of my time that I used to spend doing other things, that took precedence of music to replace that for me.
Nice, okay.
And then what I saw was that people embraced me for that around the neighborhood. They're like, oh, this guy, he's just a music guy. He's just a rapper. He's an artist.
Yeah.
So, you know, the appreciation, the acceptance was there. So when I say music saved my life, what I mean by it just changed my perspective.
It changed your identity.
It changed my identity. It changed my perspective.
It's basically it saved your life when you break it down, you know, because you're right. Yeah, you're right. You can break it down and show everybody the structure and how it happened. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you don't even know that you're like, you know what? Shit, if this didn't happen, that wouldn't happen. To that snowball effect.
Well, he wouldn't be sitting here today, though.
But it's also,
Right?
one thing it is also, bro, I want to show you one thing that is also, it's choices. And I'm glad you made that choice. So
that word, choices.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand. You can say all you want and all you want,
Yo,
but
it
it's
gave
not
me
good.
a choice.
Yeah.
We have a choice, right?
It's a choice, right?
Yo, that pen is freedom. Eminem said something one time. He's like, as long as I never run out of words, I'm gonna never be broke. And Eminem got over 60 million followers right now.
I'm sure he wrote that right after he sold his first
approaching
album.
60 though. He's approaching 60 and still has that many like subscribers.
Yeah.
So let's get on the vibe on your new adventures, bro. Like besides the group you have right now that's going on, like I want you to give a sum up for your next 5-year goal, God willing, and you know nothing actually goes the way you plan it, but you know it ends up in the right position where you want, or you just deal with the things that is headed your way. Never think about failure, and now that you're on a whole new journey, which is not a whole new journey, I'll just say there's something different. But what's your whole vibe right now that you see yourself in the next 2 years, and what do you want for Calgary? What do you want for yourself? And I know that you're selfless, so you don't really care about yourself. I was at your show the other day, and I seen everybody that you brought there, and people don't understand how the stress you have to go through, getting everybody, talking to everybody, this, that, you guys are gonna be here, that, and you know what I mean? But there has to be a passion to it, but it also has to be a goal of what you're doing, because at one point you're gonna be stopping these shows, or you're gonna have to concentrate on you, which is one of the things that people never concentrate on the most, but so just give us that in a summon.
Well, the inception of IPMG was 2014, and I came up with the name Inscribed Publishing and Management Group. And then I wrote like a 24-page company profile for IPMG. And at the time when I wrote it, it's just a multifaceted company. But first of all, I wouldn't have been able to write that or even conceptualize that if it wasn't for my rock, my safe place.
I know who that is.
My only reason sometimes to get up, and she keeps me motivated. She's my best friend.
I know.
And that's Dawn. Dawn Harley. Like.
I know Dawn.
The woman is just extremely intelligent. She's always quiet and she doesn't take a lot of credit, but Dawn is really smart. Like, she's got like 3 degrees. So basically, man, like, she saw what I was doing, and I was just a musician, and she's like, you should take this serious and so forth and do this and that. So I just came up with the company just for the fun of it. I just thought it sounded cool. I was like, it just sounds cool. But then we got into starting to like try to
back door open.
We never planned to do shows, to be honest with you. But I just got tired of waiting for somebody to put me on the stage when they bring people here, because there's so many politics. Like, this person is coming to this, then you got to go talk to them. Yo, man, can I open? Oh, well, I got 5 other openers. You got to sell this many tickets. You got to do this. You got to do that. I just kind of got tired of that. So I was like, you know what? Why do I wait for somebody to put me on the stage when I could put myself on the stage? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how it got started. But in terms of where we're at now and where I see myself in 5 years, first of all, I got to give props to God. God, not even more than props. I wake up every morning. I try to at least 5 times a week. I pray. I pray first. And then I read a Bible verse. I've read the whole Bible. Now I'm back to Genesis. Now I'm back to Abraham and
you have to do it. God just told him. You read the whole Bible that you didn't understand it, so you got to keep going back.
God just told him first. God told him to leave his land. You know what I'm saying, with all his God and his possessions and his people. And I'm in the part now where God changed his name from Abraham to Abraham. Abraham to Abraham. And
that's my brother Risky G.
Changed Sarai to Sarah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. We going into verses. That's how we know.
In terms of where I want to be in 5 years, man, I put
Yahweh.
I put that compass in God's hands, right? Put that compass in God's hands. But I do have a plan of where I would like to be, which is, first of all, I went to Nigeria in last December, and I shot like 9 videos. You know what I'm saying?
The fuck?
In Nigeria. Yeah.
What, the videos are $5 or something?
Nah, bro.
They free, bro.
Actually,
you are good for that. You are puffy hair.
That's when you say that. I took $2,000 down there, which is 2 million naira.
Oh,
in Nigeria.
fuck.
2 million naira can get you a
mansion.
whole lot, bro. A whole lot. So, all you gotta do is shoot a video. You rent the camera, and the camera has to come with a camera guy. So I'm staying in this Airbnb. The camera guy had to stay the night with me. I don't even know this dude, but it's like, this camera, I can't leave this camera. I have to be here for this camera. So this guy, he had to stay the night at our Airbnb. I don't know. I'm waking up every 5 minutes to check. Yo, this nigga eat my food.
Yeah. Or he robbed you. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but yeah, $2,000. I shot like 9 videos. So the first one that we're releasing is lately. That's going to be released on the 25th after the song release. So we're gonna, and then I got like about 73 Afro Rap songs.
What the fuck? Yeah. Okay, so we're about to. I'm gonna have to link you up with Types, and since you're about to go on your roots with the music.
Yeah. So
he knows Types.
Of course,
I know Types.
All right, so let me put this in. Yeah, okay. He's from like the corner piece, but right beside Madagascar.
Oh no, right. Types is Cameroon, not Liberia. I'm sorry about that, Types.
Yo, bro, he said it, not me.
Jordan got it.
But yo, I'm gonna do this right now. Get on the booth vibe. We're gonna get you in the booth, right? But also, besides before that, I know there's a couple of things else you want to address, right? But I was gonna ask you a question. What do you want to see with Calgary now? What's your next move for people that? What do you want people to like right now? Talk to Calgary and let them know that you can help them. There's a lot of artists right now that are trying to get on the vibe and trying to get into the game. Give them. Besides even like using you, what do you think in Calgary or Canada, anywhere perspective? What do you think is the best? Let me say formula to make it in this music industry. What do you need to have? What don't you need to have? What should you know? What shouldn't you know? From your perspective, in a quick little 30-second breakdown, and from the shit you've been through and seeing artists and how they act, and which artists you know that are serious, which artists you know that are not serious, but it's all music at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So, what do you give suggestions to artists trying to get up? I know I'm long-winded,
but I didn't get to finish my 5-year plan, bro. But it's okay.
Your 5-year plan?
I mean, you said 5 years, right?
So okay, you can finish that. We can edit this. His music.
We'll edit it. But yeah, no. Other than releasing the Afro, then I'm gonna do HF4 project with HF4, and we're looking into festivals and stuff like that. So 2026 for me, I'm gonna kind of sit back a little bit from the event facilitation type of thing. I'm gonna let it run itself, and I want to focus more on being an artist. A lot of times when I do shows, I try to throw myself in there to perform, but it's difficult for me.
Why?
Because I got to go from a host to an artist. As an artist, I just don't give a fuck.
Do you think some people looked at it as tacky?
As a host, you have to give a fuck. And I'm saying, so it's two different mentalities. So I'm trying to be nice, and then I'm trying to be raw. Let me rip their heads off on the mic. So that's kind of like...
You got to hire someone to do your thing. You're right. It's true. Yeah. It's true that you say that, because some other people might frown on that. You know, there's some people that might frown on that. This guy's trying to do his own shit here. But it's not that, because I can tell how your demeanor is and while you're doing your thing. And it is weird that you have to come on this demeanor. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is this, and we're doing this. And then you're like, bro, and it's like, fuck, threw me off. You know what I mean? I get that. And a lot of people might look at it, and this guy's laughing. He knows it's true. And I know sometimes it's like, how do I fucking transition right to after I hosted for an hour and a half? So I'm like, I hope you guys listen to my fucking 3 tracks. You were like, oh, he raps? Yeah. This one, you're right about concentrating on your own music. Because
believe it or not, it's like, it's 2 different entities. It's 2 different personalities.
It's
true. You know what I'm saying? But okay, so
wait, what's the bleed in the personalities? I gotta ask. Are they like? Do you have like? Is there a lot of overlap, or are they like completely separate?
Totally different. It's totally different. To me, it's totally different.
If you showed up here as an artist versus like right now you're Solomon. Yeah. You're like on every element right now. But if you showed up to a party and you're showing up as Solomon the Great versus showing up to like an event where you're hosting, like, how much overlap is there, and what is that overlap?
You should just rap first.
You say
just spit it all the time.
Yeah, right now. Let's rap first and then host.
Like, what will you not do as a promoter? What will you not do as an artist? What will you always do as a promoter?
What I always do as a promoter is like make everybody feel special, which is genuinely what I am as a person.
Okay.
That's who I am. Like that's Solomon for real. Like I believe that every human being is beautiful. I believe everything is there's a beautiful thing.
I'm like
a beautiful aspect to everybody in life, no matter how ugly situation are. So that's Solomon for real. But then the artist side, you know what I'm saying?
Fuck everybody.
Yeah, well, not necessarily.
I'm kidding.
But you know what I'm saying? I gotta go out there like, yo,
no, but he has to. There's almost a fuck everybody thing in a nicer way, because he's trying. I remember at the end, everybody's still competition.
It's not fuck everybody. Sorry, I mean it's like it's about me. Because as an artist, it's like I'm on the stage. I got the mic. It's about me.
And then like just like focusing on your words and stuff like that. That's one thing with me. Like I write so fast. I have so many songs, man. Like I have to prepare my shows. Like I have to rehearse and all that stuff, and I got to be in that character.
Because it's almost your actually how you rap too, and your word patterns. You say so much more than the actual artist. I was telling my girl about that today. I was like, yo, the way I was like, I don't even need a beat sometimes, because the way I pattern my raps. Like, if you're like, you don't need to beat certain things, but some people pattern their raps on certain things. But the way you rap is very difficult for you to go on stage, because your memory pattern, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I have a quick question.
There you go. Yeah, Risky G in the spot. You don't know. Zach put it on the thing.
Yeah, Risky. Shout out Risky, bro. What's up?
Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Would you prefer to blow as an artist or to blow as a promoter helping artists blow?
Don't take my questions. I'm joking. I never thought of it. I never
Bonus
thought of it, guys. I
question.
never thought of it.
Based off what you said, and I know because it's
You
hard
wanna
to
come sit,
transition,
nigga?
and it's difficult for you. No,
Yeah.
I
Yo,
just-
you had a laugh.
No,
I just
just
wanna
joking,
ask,
just
I just
joking,
wanna
just
ask.
wanna try. You can ask a question.
Yes.
Sorry, that was me.
Just give him a 1, 2.
And I
Just give him a 1.
understand the fact
I
that
give you a 1, 2. Yeah, you're right. That's a very great question. That's what I was discussing with my girl because, like, you know, recently. Because I got so much music that I have to present, and a lot of people don't even know that I'm an artist. So, like, sometimes when they see me, they're like, "Oh man, you rap too?" I'm like, "Okay, well, that's how I got started, right? That's my first love." So, to tell you the truth, I don't want to blow as an artist. I do it because I love it. I'm not chasing the you know, the clout or not even the popularity. I'm not chasing like I'm gonna make a career out of this because I've done it for so long. You know, I've accomplished a few things, and I'm not really like, okay, so I want to blow off of this. But if I could find a way to make them both work, you know, I really do want to get not the promoter, but we do have a show that's coming up September 26th or 27th. That another company partnered with us, and they are funding the show. Now he's working in a place of the capacity of a promoter. He's giving me money to pay the artists.
We're on the show.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's gonna be it's an Afro dancehall show. But like that's where I want to go. Me and my girl talking like maybe grants and stuff like that. I want to be able to pay artists, bro. Like I want them to feel like their talent deserves to be you know, accommodated for.
Okay, but my big question for that is what determines their worth? How much you pay them? Because I know artists come at me with like all these different prices. When I'm starting to organize shows, everyone's got a different price. And I'm not going to say it's all based on ego, because some people give me a range and some are super humble. Some are just going off their last show and they're like, I just want to get paid more than my last show. But how do you determine, like, if you've got money, how do you divide
Period,
their
portfolio,
period,
you know?
point blank.
Numbers.
numbers?
Portfolio.
Not
The same
what do you mean by
Portfolio.
So
portfolio?
when I say portfolio, I mean like what they bring to the table, what they have accomplished, what they've done.
They have an experience.
Yes, like, you know, okay, I've opened up for Mobb Deep, I've opened up for this, I've opened up for that.
that factors into it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, my biggest money, I kind of organize it, structure it as to what numbers can they bring. If you're an artist that brings to the venue,
or like what they've done in general.
if they're asking me for money,
If they're asking for money, okay.
I'm like, as a venue, like an event facilitator, I gotta pay the venue. How many people you gonna bring?
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Are you worth it? I'm not gonna pay you like $400 and you bring like 10 people to the show.
Or not even that.
Not even like 5 people to the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then again, I look at it like if I've got the numbers already with some other artists, and then there's this phenomenal artist that doesn't usually bring people just because they're just not engaging with the demographic that they need to be. I make an exception to say if that artist is asking for a little bit of money, I will try my best to you know meet them somewhere because they deserve it because they are accomplished. They're a great phenomenal performer. They are, you know what I'm saying, and they actually work the socials. They actually push on the social and promote the show even if they don't bring people.
Got you.
So there's a lot of different factors that factor into it. That play
so
into
did
it.
you have to? So what about like an outside artist? Like let's say like a man from Toronto, and he's been rocking shows and packing it, but then he comes out here and you might not have the fan base that he does in Toronto.
That's exactly what I just said with the last. With that, that's the answer I just gave you. Based on the aesthetics that I want to present my audience or the audience that other people have gathered, I want the show to have a good aesthetic, a good presentation. I will do something for that artist
to make it work
for them as well. If that makes sense.
That's what they needed to see.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Oh yeah, we gotta.
Yeah, let's roll.
Right, so yeah, roll to the booth. We're gonna do the end of booth session.
Well, I'm saying the last things that he needs to say.
Oh yeah, you wanted to wrap.
Okay, so I just want to say 5 things.
Yeah.
I'll make them quick. Okay, 5 points
Make
about.
sure you stare in the camera and let the people
Calgary.
know.
About Calgary. So first of all, with Calgary, I want to talk about what I call the Al Bundys of the city.
Okay.
The Al Bundys of the city are the ones that sit on the couch or wherever they're at with their hands in their pants.
Yeah.
Playing with their whatever they got down there. And they're talking about the other people that's doing things in this city to trying to foster a more vibrant community.
Bun them.
I can think of a few.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then they're picking apart all these things that you're doing wrong, you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do that, or you have too many people at your show and stuff like that, and you have too many artists on the stage and this and that and this. Bro, I'm trying. My word to you is I'm trying. What the fuck are you doing? You're the Al Bundys of the city. There is no like, what's the word I'm looking for? There is no prosperity. There is no accomplishments. We will not get anywhere if we're a bunch of crabs in a barrel.
No haters.
Pulling each other down.
That's exactly
clap
what's
that
happening,
out. Clap
bro.
that out.
Yo,
We need that clap
this
that
is a
out
sick
right
part, though,
there.
because we've
That's
been
my
talking
first
about. That's been the
point.
theme of like
we did.
everybody we brought on talking about
I promise
Calgary,
you,
that
a lot-
lack of unity, bro.
Lack of unity. A lot of people that come to my show. There's some kids. There's some artists that come to my show, man. That come to YYC Live and get on that stage. And bro, they're not that good.
Yeah.
I'll
you
be quite
still show
honest with
love.
you. They're not that. But I tell the audience, no matter what, make sure you show love to this person, because you don't know where they came from or where they're going. You don't know what motivated them to do what they're doing.
And a
You
lot of
understand what I'm
people
saying?
don't
crazy.
understand that it's not easy to come up on a stage and rap in front of people what you wrote down and
No,
perform
it's
that.
not.
And the people criticizing will never do that.
It's not. No.
You come up here, take the mic. You want to take the mic? No,
Yo,
they don't want to take
that's
the
like
mic.
taking
but they
lunch.
have so much to say.
That's like
You know what
that's
I mean?
being the bully. That's
Yeah,
the bullies
yeah,
of the
yeah,
of the damn school.
yeah,
Taking lunch from a kid. Taking lunch from a kid, you know what I'm saying, from a poor kid or something, or stealing change out of a blind man's tray. Bro,
Ooh.
I work in a family shelter. That's what I do for work. You know what I'm saying? I see people every day that's down on their luck, and I'm just trying to help them out. That's what I do for work, right? So I channel that same mentality. I try to translate it into what I do with this YYC Live shit. You got to see everybody for something and for something that they are. Yeah. I'm saying, so that's the Al Bundys.
That's number one.
Perfectly said. That's that Al Bundy right there.
Bundy's
I'm
right
using
there.
it. Al Bundy is a...
I can respect that, bro, because a lot of people see it and a lot of people don't say it. But a lot of people do say it, and it is out there, but no one's listening, no one's taking that advice or listening to it. Because there are a lot of people that kind of fit that bit at different degrees. But yeah, sorry about it.
Okay, so then the other point I want to point out, like I saw this on a podcast just recently, and I'm not gonna name the podcast, whatever, the channel. These are my boys, they're cool. But somebody got on there and they were like, promoters putting multiple artists on the stage, just like I just told you about, and they were saying that promoters shouldn't do that, and if that's not a real promoter. First of all, like I said, I'm not a promoter.
There's no
I'm an
promoters in the city.
event facilitator, okay? So, and people that are real promoters, they still do that. They put like 7 artists plus on the stage. I've had shows where I've had 22 artists on the stage. And the reason why I do that is because something that I just said before is giving everybody an opportunity to be able to showcase what they got.
Yeah.
Just give everybody a chance, right? Secondly, is the third point that I'm going to. I want to do something that's called a hip hop test. Do a hip hop test in this city. And that applies to myself as well. If there was a hip hop test in the city to determine who is worthy or certified as a dope enough rapper to represent the city, barely anyone would pass. And what I mean by that is that who stands out as the champion of the city? Who's the champion of Calgary? What rapper? Everybody knows that they're dope in their own rights.
Rapper or hip hop?
Hip hop.
Regardless.
So four pillars of hip hop.
R&B, doesn't matter what
Most
the fuck
people can't
you
even name them. So
Yeah.
we're not talking about king of the city.
And
when they're-
what I mean by champion is that every time you put that person's name on the bill, at least 20, 30, 40, 50 people show up.
Yeah.
At least 50 people show up just based off of their name. They don't even have to push.
And that's
a champion of the
ticket
city.
sales on the first day.
Ticket sales on the first day. And I don't mean that you're going out peddling the tickets and you gathering tickets and getting like what's called like charity sales. That's one thing.
Yeah.
I understand that. But I'm
You
in a
guys don't have
champion
that
of the
in
city.
Calgary.
We don't have that. But that's what we're trying to create.
But people feel like that.
People feel like they're champions.
Yeah.
But we are all
Okay,
champions in our own rights.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me retract that. I don't mean to say like there is no champion in the city, but there is a champion in the city. But the people that are saying you shouldn't put all these artists on one show, that you should just put a couple of artists, it's hard for event facilitators to do that, or promoters, because there's not that one artist that carries the bill. When I was in the States, like look at Slim Thug, he sold 700,000 copies in his own city, on his block, before he left that block.
Fuck.
We don't have nobody doing that here yet, bro.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not Slim Thug. That's
So we all gotta humble ourselves, and I'm humbling myself as an event facilitator. I'm taking a humble approach to it. Just give everybody a chance. You understand what I'm saying? So
Makes sense.
Anyways, boys, we gotta wrap this up.
let's
Urban
wrap it up.
Migration Podcast. You don't know, as Dwayne would say. We're gonna go hit the booth.
Hey, yo, let them know right now. What you're doing. Just wrap it up and let them know what's popping. Your booth and what you're gonna do.
Yo, Last thing I want to
Talk
say
about
to
your
anyone
shows, your
listening,
listeners.
yo, I'm everybody's friend and nobody's enemy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying, me and my girl, we're just trying to play a small portion of trying to create the vibrance in this city with IPMG, with YYC Live. You know, we're just a small piece of what everybody else is trying to do. Let's keep the city moving, keep the vibrance going.
Don't know.
Everybody keep coming together. Yo, let's stand up for the city. YYC.
Don't know YYC. Calgary, don't know P.
Toronto, stand up.
Toronto, stand up. Urban Migration, Jump Shot Records. You don't know Fresh
still gotta
Talk.
get that record
All my
out.
people in
Yeah,
Toronto.
we do.
Squad the fuck up.
We will.
Are you right? Are you vibing? You going? Lately I've been dreaming. We know they do know we do nonsense about. Oh God.
Yeah. Sometimes in life you gotta try to find a loophole to get you through those tough times that are crucial. We was too bold, rough minds in a group home. Sitting in the kitchen, see them roaches in my soup bowl. With my stomach twisted, had me thinking where the food goes. The starvation had me with a tool, trying to look for crumbs in the slums with my moms and my two bros. Walks to the Salvation Army, left my foot swole. On them harsh streets, most days with a few holes. In my shoes though, shirt looking like I took those. Set my eyesight to the sky, trying to shoot foe. Them satellites getting high as my nuke bow. Conjuring up thoughts in my room, trying to move those. Then I jot them down in a blue notebook slow. Like the blueprint, swear to God I wrote a few codes. On how to cheat life, had to grind to achieve goals.
Lately I've been trying. Lately I've been working. Lately I got the lot on my mind. Lately, I know then they see me. They no feel stop my hustle. Lately I'm amazing.
Yeah, you know it's big time when Rich let the loop go. Keep the beats tight, big vibes when I do flow. This thing dropped the hook on the low, yo, we could blow. I pray Baba bless our hustle, only you know. Used to fit rags, now the swag's in a suit though. If your feet drag with slack, you know fit go. We out for big bags, jet lag with a few hoes. In a penthouse, taking flicks in a nude pose. You know the aura when you up, then they look for you. You ain't a real baller till you out in Bora Bora. Placing orders of hors d'oeuvres with a bottle of imported. With an exotic waitress looking pleased, pour it for you. I know some paper forgers, counterfeiters, money washers. But I'm a businessman, legitimate, self-employer. I know it's better for you if you earn it with your morals. And now my team's focused, we just want the cream for us.
Lately I've been trying. Lately I've been working. Lately I got the lot on my mind. Lately, I know that they see me. They no feel stop my hustle. Lately I'm amazing.
Yo, whoever said money can't buy you happiness. They never seen rats in a pack trying to salvage shit. I used to sling crack in the trap with them savages. And now I sling raps for the stacks and the lavishness. But when I think back in the past, it was hazardous. Trying to live life in a world where the bad exists. It was madness, trying to craft out a path for this. A ghetto advocate and not the music where my passion is.
And I want them fire up and I'll stay strong in the weather. Now I know what talking matter.
Hit makers, baby.